All right. Good day, everyone. We are here with our final session for this specific part of the course. And I'm once again joined by Kenneth here. And yeah, we're going to go into fast sessions. And this isn't fast as in going fast, but it is FAST sessions. And I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, you guys know how we look at this point. So the promises that we have here that we hope that you will get out of this is to gain a structured template designed to check in on your recovery status and to be able to utilize this template to communicate how you are doing in recovery to others in a way that regulates your emotions.
And excellent. Good stuff.
Once again, we are here on with emotion on the mission of going from being emotionally overwhelmed to being emotionally regulated. And yeah, Kenneth, shall you read for us here?
Understanding how to accurately provide feedback that provides insight into your recovery. So this is sort of a check-in that you would do with those other people in your recovery, your brothers and the other members of your recovery battle station groups. You could do it with those people individually. Mainly, actually, the fast sessions about communication between husband and wife or partners. So we're going to explain both, or I'll be adding the husband and wife component to this whole experience today. But yeah, so understanding how to provide feedback that provides insight into your recovery. That's what this is all about.
Right. So the quote here is, as the pilot needs to keep constant watch over the condition of the systems of his aircraft, so too do we need to constantly check in on the condition of our recovery.
Good. Yeah, that's a very nice analogy. So you can't just fly and expect that you'll arrive at the destination. You need to look at the condition of the systems and check the weather outside and see if there's a thunderstorm, or maybe are you flying over the Bermuda Triangle, or definitely don't fly over Russia and Ukraine at this point in time. We need to be aware and adjust our flight path, the direction. If we are out by 1 degree, the destination could be thousands of miles apart.
Yes.
So perfect.
Exactly. And that is what we're going to focus in on doing here is, of course, once again, regarding the bucket and the faucet, but more accurately looking in on checking, I would say, the quality of our regulation and the quality of the recovery overall, like you said, Kenneth, to ensure that we stay aligned with our goals, with the purposes we have, with the directions we are going in, and if course adjustments need to be made, that we make them accordingly then. And yes, the steps here is to look at the fast structure overall, but then going into each component of a fast session regarding the feelings, the actions, the secrets and strengths, and the threats that we need to talk about and that we need to think about. Right. So FAST is a model of sharing that focuses on providing feedback regarding where you currently are with your recovery. This type of sharing can either be done one-on-one or in a group format, where each individual gets an opportunity to share the components of the FAST model. The FAST share, a person focuses on relaying their feelings, actions, secrets and strengths, and threats to someone else. So anything you want to add? And
if you look at that, it says the F, feelings, the A is highlighted, actions, the S is strengths or secrets, and the T is the threats that should be expanded on. So that's what the FAST stands for. And if you see the image there, it's two guys having a bit of a heart-to-heart, and that's what it's all about. It's following a structure in my sharing that covers all the different areas that is relevant to my recovery.
Just like that. All right. So, Kenneth, would you mind taking this
Yeah.
one here?
The first thing to share is your feelings, something that you would have become accustomed to by now in the program. So feelings or emotions. And that is something that's also worth exploring, Stefan. What is the difference between feelings and emotions? I'd let you think about that for a little bit, and then I'll ask you the question at the end of the slide. The 5 most prominent emotions over the course of an entire week is shared. So this brings to light the overall condition of your emotions over a longer period of time relative to journaling and verbal emotional regulation. The act of sharing these emotions provides context to those listening and helps them to understand what you are experiencing. So, so it's a way of talking, it's a way of sharing. So first thing that I'll be doing is I'll be sharing my feelings or my emotions. You'll see that we use the words interchangeably, but they do have different meanings. And Stefan, what would you say the difference is between feelings and emotion?
So for me personally, if I just look at what the words focus in on, for me, a feeling is the physical response. It's what we are actually experiencing on a physical and emotional level. And the emotions is the attributed emotion. I am feeling this. I am attributing it to the emotion of happiness or feeling proud or feeling stressed or feeling angry or sad. So that is kind of how I view the differences between the two.
That's excellent. Stefan, what does the image say here?
So what I find here is, and it's actually an image that I feel can encapsulate a big part of what we are dealing with when we talk about our emotions, is we are trying to unravel the ways we are experiencing our emotions, unraveling the thread that we can make a deeper connection with our hearts. But I would also say a deeper connection with the hearts of the people we are sharing with, whether that be with guys on the program or with a loved one, to let them understand, or the way we speak, touch both of our hearts in the way we communicate, that we understand each other's feelings and the emotions that goes paired with them.
I love it, Stefan. And the difference between feelings and emotions is beautifully explained in your previous explanation. So feelings more physical, maybe. I'm feeling excited. So there's a physical feeling that goes with it. And the emotion is the thing that is driving the excitement, and sharing this to connect or to get to the heart of other guys, and also to bring my own heart. It's very difficult to share if you're carrying a shield. So you would have to lay down your shield to expose your heart. And for us men, that is vital to do, but very difficult.
No, definitely.
So step 3,
is with regards to the actions that we take. So here we talk about the actions we took to address the feelings and the emotions we mentioned in the previous step. How did we regulate our emotions, both the positive and the negative emotions? How did we regulate them through the actions we took? And we can also name and describe the actions we took during the course of the week that has assisted us in promoting our recovery in general.
Excellent. Good. And there's a guy running. So he's regulating his emotions by running next to the beach. It looks lovely. While he's running, he's thinking about the feelings that he is trying to express. So feelings of maybe anger or irritation would be taken out or worked through whilst running. Running is a great tool for recovery, by the way. And then step 4.
Let's go over to that.
After actions, we mention our secrets and our sources of strength. Secrets entail bringing to light any experience over the course of the week that was harmful or could possibly have posed a threat to your recovery. Stefan, one of my most favorite questions to ask in group would be, what is it that you know you don't want to share? And that would always bring out the secrets. What is that one thing that you do not like to share? So I'll ask
Mm,
guys, what is it that you don't want to share with the group? Share that thing, we want that. We want
mm,
the secret. This can also entail disclosing issues that have yet to be addressed. Strengths, on the other hand, are the people, actions, or experiences that have supported us throughout the week in ways that benefit and promote our recovery as well as our overall well-being. So what are the things that supports my recovery, the strengths that I have? Maybe that is my dependency on God or going to church or the people that I connect with, experiences with God in praise and worship. Or maybe it is the ability to do a journal level 3 entry at least once a week. Or maybe it is checking on the the recovery battle station groups, listening to other people's stuff. Maybe it is something that you do by yourself, such as painting. There's a lot of different things that could be regarded
mm.
as strengths.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for me personally, at least, a lot of big strengths also lie in the very important connections I have with people, whether that be people in the recovery group or people in my personal life that I really care for. And I think having those important connections can also be a great source of strength. But yeah, moving onwards here. So, lastly, we discuss our threats. Threats are those experiences, triggers, and emotions we can identify for the following week that could potentially have a negative impact on our recovery. So, we are working to identify potential threats before they occur, working preventatively rather than working reactively. And by identifying and sharing these threats, we put responsibility on ourselves to be wary of their impact and, where possible, set in place the right steps to mitigate or outright address them before they take place.
Excellent. I love this image. Just shows it exactly. This is a radar image, and you see the red dot there. That is something. And this whole image here, Stefan, also speaks to me about the second step of this whole series that we're busy recording, and that's the prevention step.
Mm.
I think it's the red zone in the center there is where we don't want to go. We don't want the enemy to go. But yeah, that's something
Yeah.
for next for maybe that's a forthcoming attraction or a highlight of what's around the corner. But I love this image. I
Mm.
think it says exactly what it needs to. It says this threat is
Yes.
about, what is it, 3,000 to 4,000 meters or kilometers or miles or whatever away, and it's right there northeast, about 30 degrees north, 30 to 40 degrees northeast, 3 to 4,000. You know exactly where that trigger is, where
Mm.
that threat is. Love it.
And it gives us enough time to then act upon it before it reaches us.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, do you want to take us through the application story here?
Will do. When I finished the presentation, I understood that within sharing something like the FAST model can assist me in struggling my sharing in a way that assists me in summarizing where I currently am in my recovery. I decided to practice doing my FAST sessions with some of the men on my 5-man plan who were willing to do it. As with many things on the program, it took a while to get used to the formula. However, with consistent sharing, I started settling into a natural groove where me and the rest of the guys could share our emotions, learn from each other's actions, be vulnerable in our secrets, be thankful in our strengths, and gain insight into our threats. The FAST structure gave me an easy metric to see whether I was moving forward in my recovery and whether or not there were areas that required improvement. Something I've not yet taken into consideration is the importance of identifying future threats. By looking at the following week, I could identify when I could predict a busy week at work with heavy deadlines to meet, when I would be disconnected from certain support networks, and when I would have to put in extra effort into keeping myself regulated, such as during a vacation or holiday period of time.
Mm.
This helps me to act preemptively instead of simply reacting to the stressors as they occur, and I could start to see definite changes in how I handled my weeks and how I could maximize my recovery.
Right.
So just before we go into the model, Stefan,
Hmm.
So I just want to take a pause here for the married couples or the guys in relationship. How would a
Mm,
fast session look between you and your wife? And it would look exactly the same, except there are two rules that needs to be added into the way that we do the fast session. The
mm,
first rule is when the husband elects to do a fast session, he would schedule a time where he knows there's no interference with his wife. The second thing we'd do is he would ask her to commit to a no response rule. Like I'm asking you to not respond to anything that I'm going to say now. Why do we do this? Not because we want the ladies to be quiet or not say anything, because we want to give the guys a space that is safe for them to share with their partners. So if you can share with your partner, you know that there's no reaction immediately, then you are free to talk and say really what's on your heart. Ladies, it's the hardest thing for men to come to a point of being completely truthful and honest. And then when they've done it, they get lashed. You know,
mm,
they get baksla because they've spoken the truth now. So that is why we have a 24-hour non-response rule when it comes to relationships. So first, the man, the husband, will share, and then the wife commits to only responding after 24 hours. After 24 hours, she may decide to respond with another fast session. And please notice that I'm using the words respond and not react very cautiously and very like purposefully. I'm using those words on purpose. Intentional is the right word.
mm,
So respond. So for the ladies, the men will share stuff that will upset you during a fast session. And when he shares that, we want you to do exactly the same thing that we've been talking about through all of these lessons. Ladies, we want you to share in your WOW share group. We want you to connect with a sponsor. We want you to see a therapist. We want you to speak to a friend. We want you to process those emotions. Contact me because all of these things that we've discussed here in these sessions is also available to the ladies. Talk to somebody else.
mm.
Process what is shared through and then choose to respond and not just react, fly off the handle. So, and then when the ladies share, the husbands commit to 24 hours, no response, no verbal response. And then after that period of time, they also have the opportunity to share. Is this making sense?
Mm. No, it's definitely making sense. And it's also what I'm implementing personally. It's a great structure, like you say, to have that safe space to really share. But I feel also when it comes to the fast structure, I think you can get the full benefits as a couple as well. And this is just my personal opinion, but I think you get the full benefits from it if you do it on a regular basis, to be able to say, okay, we are committed to doing this every week at this specific times, whether things are going great or going wrong. And I think this really helps by doing it consistently. It helps you, especially in those times when things are going great. I think a person would default to say, "But hey, things are going great. I don't have to do a fast." But also in those times when things are going great, and doing it consistently, it helps you to as a couple to really grow in the structure of the fast model.
And there's something else that's very important. So, guys, I ask you, I beg you to not relax on the 24-hour no response
Mm.
rule. And please,
Yes.
guys, share positive stuff as well. But sometimes we're all in a great space. Now we share our fast session. We say, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm enthusiastic, I'm in love, I'm feeling peaceful. You know, we share all these positive emotions, and then afterwards we'll say, okay, you can respond if you want to, because it's nothing bad. No, allow your wife the opportunity to process her emotions, even if it's positive.
Mm.
Please do that because when you need the structure to be there, you can stand on the hours of practice that's gone in before. Stick to the
Mm.
structure. Like I think most people break the structure, and then when they really need it, it's not there anymore for them.
Yeah.
So stick to the structure. So
And
I love
just
this. Yes, go.
oh, sorry, Kenneth. Just a final thing, maybe also just to say, kind of like maybe as a bit of a testimony as to how it's working. I've really seen, especially in my personal relationship, um, how it has really improved insights from both me and my loved one, my girlfriend, with regards to our emotions and to get new insights into each other. Because it's a great tool in recovery, but I also feel it is a fantastic tool in promoting connection and deeper connection. Maybe if that was something that hasn't been fully developed before, I feel personally this is something that really assists in gaining that deeper knowledge and also what is needed to tackle future problems more effectively.
Excellent. And weekly, guys, at least one fast session a week, at the very least, weekly status report. It says there on the model. So at least once a week, do this. It's the greatest thing that you can do for your recovery.
No, absolutely, absolutely. All right. So the metaphor that I took here is kind of like this guy with a backpack. I feel like with a fast session, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's a mixture of good and bad, you're basically unpacking. Whether it's you, a person in the program, your loved one, you are unpacking basically the week and all the experiences. And I think through it, you're also lightening the load a bit as well, and reorganizing the things that needs to be reorganized to continue with the hike more efficiently.
Excellent. Great metaphor.
All right. And yeah, this is the last part with the regulation of emotions. And yeah, we are faced with a choice.
So bearing in mind everything that you've learned up until now, what will you do with all of this new information? Will you incorporate a fast session as a regular regulation exercise? Or do you fast sessions with dishonesty, without commitment? Lackadaisy is the right word. So the challenge is to book a fast session with your partner, to explain to her how it works, ask her to do her utmost best to not respond and to please contact me or somebody else if things are too heavy or difficult for her. But my challenge to you would be to do a fast session at least once. If you're not in a relationship, set up a meeting or a phone call with one of your brothers in the Band of Brothers group, or actually more in the recovery battle station groups, and just have the fast session with that individual.
Awesome. Yes, and that also kind of encapsulates what you said with the call to action is, yes, to where possible, if you're in a relationship, or you whether or not you're in a relationship, I must say, I think doing a fast session with some of the guys in the group also really assists in that part of regulation, but also doing it with one of the guys can also be a great way to exercise to do it or to learn how to do it when you're going to do it with your partner as well. And it's also important then to reflect on the experience of both doing and listening to a fast session.
Excellent.
And to share those experiences. Yes, to share those experiences with us as well, I'd say.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, Stefan. That is the last slideshow of our regulating emotions. And obviously, this is not just a cookie cutter experience. The information stays the same, but the application may differ to like the amount of people that goes through the process. It's not cast in stone. This is not a magic one-step process, one-step recipe that will work for every single person. These things would need to be adapted. So if you struggle with any facet of this, please do not hesitate to reach out to us.
100% agree.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Kenneth. And
thanks
to
Stefan.
everyone who listened.
Yeah, super excited to get the feedback. Please let us know what you thought of the first module, and we'll be seeing you in the next one real soon.
Awesome. Cheers, everyone.